Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Decision Hour. I'm Adam, and with me, as always, Patty.
Adam.
How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah?
How's it going for you?
I'm loving it. I'm another day above ground, so it's always a good day, right?
You're loving it. Is it like McDonald's?
Well, yeah. It's like Burger King and McDonald's with your me. It's like...
Or wait.
I can have it my way, and I'm loving it, so...
Wow, you're the king.
Yeah, there you go.
Like the Burger King.
Right. Was that Patty's already really? You give me a hard time this week about my food intake and stuff like that. We'll get into that in another show. We have a very special guest, somebody that I hold dear to my heart. Great guy. Have had the privilege of knowing him for several years now. He is a United States Marine Corps veteran. He is a entrepreneur, and he's the founder of the American Veterans Ball, Mr. Ozzy Ramos. Ozzy.
Good morning, Adam. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. How you been?
Hey, I'm outstanding. Outstanding. Very excited. We're probably about 121 days out for the American Veterans Ball, so it's full court press moving forward.
I love it. Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit? Now, you're no stranger to Heroes Media Group, and you're no stranger to the show. You've been on the show, it was a couple years ago, talking about
Correct.
The American Veterans Ball when it first started off, but we got a lot of new listeners and another host on the show here with Patty. Why don't you tell everybody, what is the American Veterans Ball?
Okay, so the American Veterans Ball was provided to provide veterans a opportunity to spend an evening of camaraderie with our fellow veterans. One of the things that we discovered, and especially in particular myself, is that once we get out of the active service component, we are no longer invited back to those traditional balls that our regular active service components actually have on an annual basis. For myself, I spent nearly 21 years in the Marine Corps, and November and the ball was something that I've always looked forward to attending. And so when a lot of veterans get out, we lose that connection, but yet we still go out and we live our way of life still as service members, as leaders in the community, so on and so forth. And so what happened was we identified a gap, and we decided as leaders, this is what we do. We fill the gap, and we move on.
How long is the when was the American Veterans Ball first founded? What year?
It was created in 2014 as an offshoot of our another nonprofit called Home of Miracles and Embraces. It actually turned out to be the flagship event for that particular organization. What has happened over the years is that the American Veterans Ball actually grew bigger than that. And so we had to separate that and make it its own entity. In short, too, because we involve not only veterans, but we tie that into our youth today and our community. So it's kind of a trifold there. The goal of the American Veterans Ball still remains the same today. So our goal is to connect past and present military professionals to the future leaders of America. That's our youth, while keeping them true to the red, white, and blue. So we take care of youth, we take care of veterans, and we tie them back to the community. It's a win-win-win situation.
Everybody, if you're listening to the show right now, it means you're already online. Open up another browser and go to AmericanVeteransBall.org. That's AmericanVeteransBall.org. Ozzy, what can people expect this year for the ball?
Well, let me tell you, it's the schedule is getting pretty packed. I'm very excited with a lot of things. So, in a nutshell, what people should expect is an evening of patriotism, an evening of camaraderie. Our chairman, Maggie Shaheen, always says the American Veterans Ball is not just an event, it's an experience. So we are aiming to create an experience for a lot of folks. Our template sequence of events is a very moving from start to finish. It sends chills up and down your spine from beginning to end. Usually the program lasts about an hour and 15 minutes. There's a speaker in between. But the other things is all production. So the production that we have created it's just been phenomenal.
Yeah, I want to speak for a moment on a past one. The last one was a year and a half, 2 years ago in Fredericksburg, Virginia, I believe.
Correct.
And I think there was easily over it was several hundred people at this event, and it was absolutely
650.
No, say again.
About 650.
650 people. Yeah, that 650 people came together, and it was absolutely amazing. It was a night definitely to remember. I had a blast. They had the color guard come in, do the colors. We had, I believe, Congressman Whitman was there, and Dave Bray from Dave Bray USA was down there singing.
Dave Bray is coming back this year as well.
Awesome. And it was just, it was a lot of fun, and it was such a huge turnout. I mean, there was dancing, there was a lot, just everybody coming together for a great cause, and it was amazing. And I can't wait till this year, because this year, normally the last few years have been in a couple different places, mostly in Fredericksburg, but this year, you changed the location this year. Why don't you tell everybody where the location is going to be at this year?
Yeah, so this year we decided in 2018, we actually decided because the American Veterans Board, as already alluded to before, has grown tremendously in a short amount of time. Every time we do an event at a particular venue, we actually maximize that particular venue, and we have to look for a new venue.
Right.
So what we did was in 2018, we kind of took a break and we wanted to take the American Veterans Board from a local presence, and we wanted to try to bring it into a regional presence. And so we decided we contacted the MGM at the National Harbor in Maryland. And it took us probably about 5 months to negotiate a deal, but we finally got to where we needed to be. And so this year we are going to have it at the MGM, National Harbor, Maryland, on Friday, November the 8th, 2019. We wish that you would join us. Their maximum capacity is 1,000 people in the ballroom. However, because we got such a large stage and a large dance floor, they cut us back down to 900 folks. So 900 is our maximum capacity. I got to tell you that as of today, we have already sold 364 tickets, and we're in July. So that is a good indicator that we once again may reach maximum capacity. It's a good indicator.
You're talking about doing these regionally, or you wanted to focus more on a regional presence. I mean, all of these have been out kind of in the East Coast. Are you thinking about expanding this out west at all too, and doing like an East Coast, West Coast, ball eventually, like maybe 2 a year, or is this something that you're going to stick to, like once a year, everybody come to this geographical location? And
well, thanks for asking that question there, Adam. So we were invited to the Veterans Administration in Washington, D.C. Several months ago. There was a gentleman that works right under the secretary who heard about who we were, what we were doing, and got invited to go have a chat with him. At that meeting, there was a lot of great things that happened at that meeting. One of which is this. I think the Veterans Administration shares our vision in seeing this not only go regionally, but nationally in long term. But we're going to take things in steps, right?
Right.
So yes, the answer to your question is yes, we intend to go regional with this on the East Coast, Midwestern Coast, and then also the West Coast as well. We might go north and south, and east and west. So we might have multiple ABBs going at the same time. Now, what we seek to have is a collaboration with certain VSOs, veteran service organizations, in which we can partner up with and have it in a particular region. And of course, they would also get a benefit for partnering up with us, right? And so it's kind of work like a franchise in a sense. And so long-term vision, 5, 10 years from now, maybe 10 years from now, I see the American Veterans Ball happening in every state in the United States, throughout the country. That's the goal.
So that's a great goal to have. That's awesome, and that'd be cool if that happens. How are you reaching people now? You said you're talking a little bit with the VSOs. You're establishing relationships with VSOs. How do people that want to get involved with the American Veterans Ball, or how are you reaching people now? I mean, I know because I know you personally, but like how do people find out more about the American Veterans Ball, and how do they get involved? Or who are you guys talking to? Are you guys doing like, is this on a national campaign where you're doing commercials, or is it just sending out information and kind of word of mouth, or how's that working?
Well, Adam, I got to tell you, we have been truly blessed that our word gets out. A lot of the word from our folks actually get out through word of mouth. I am on social media, both Facebook and LinkedIn, more on LinkedIn than Facebook right now. And there's a space for veterans, and it's saturated with folks like us. And so it is just that common thread and that common interest and that resonate in people that love to see these type of events. And so what they do is they reach out to me. They'll PM me, IM me, they'll call me. I'm available to talk to anyone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is what I do. I have a passion. Well, you know that we have a passion for what we do, right? One of the things that I have to say that this gentleman from the VA who works under the secretary told us was, he pretty much told us this. He says, listen, the Veterans Administration is looking for the next best thing. You guys may be that next best thing. And those were powerful words for him to tell us that. One of the things that they are identifying is that with the new millennials and veterans getting out, right, they don't feel as though all of these new veterans, millennials, are probably going to transition to the older type of veteran service organization, right? They have their purpose, they're good, but for some reason they feel as though that they're looking for something different, and so so we may become that next best thing. We don't know. That was a quote from him, and I was very proud of it, and so. We're trying to do all we can. So one of the things that I like to also talk about was that the conversation and topic came up on the veterans that we're losing, right, on a daily basis. Right. As you know, there's many of our fellow brothers and sisters that we lose per day. And so the gentleman asked me, he said, Ozzy, he said, do you guys think that you can do some focusing and some work on the 22 that we're looking that we actually lose a day? And I told him, well, sir, I said, there's really nothing that I can do or we can do for those 22. And it was kind of a moment of awkwardness and silence. I said, but what I can do is this. I can concentrate on the 78 that live a day, right? And so we created a campaign. He gave us a task, and we created a campaign. The campaign is where passion meets purpose. So what we have found out is this: is that whenever we serve our military in our country, once we get out post-service, right? a lot of things change for us. We don't have a large staff that we can boss around anymore, right? We become ourselves. We become everybody. Okay, and not only that, but you take into account that that people change, right? We physically change, right? We get older. Uh, we don't, we don't keep up that tempo throughout all our lives and being physically fit and so on and so forth. We develop medical issues. We we have marital problems. We go through separations, divorces, just life changes, right? Jobs, so on and so forth. And sometimes for many veterans, and unfortunately, when we deal with so much negativeness,
Right.
we kind of gravitate to the dark corners of the world, right?
Right.
In those dark corners is where we find ourselves by ourselves, and sometimes folks don't feel that there's any hope, right? But with our pact, and we call this the AVB pact, right?
Okay.
Our pact is a promise, right? The pact stands for purpose, action, connection, and training. With those 4 pillars, we may be able to find, hey, it's different strokes for different folks, right?
Right.
But what we need to find is that intersection for veterans where their passion meets their purpose. Doesn't have to be monetary. Okay?
Right.
Doesn't have to be money wise.
So when these people are getting out of the military, what you're doing is you're networking them with people that are in the fields of where their passion lies, or are you trying to help them find what they're passionate about and then guide them and put and perhaps connect them with somebody in that area?
I would say all the above. Now, this is all new to us. We're just creating this campaign, just to let you know. It's been in the works for the last 2.5, 3 months at the most. So this is a vision that we have and a pathway that we believe we can actually be very effective in, okay? In concentrating on that 78. Why don't we concentrate on the wellness of the 78? Right. And so if we could change that number, then that would be a great thing. One of the things that I told this gentleman from the VA is this. I says, answer me one question. I says, how many millions of dollars has the Veterans Administration funneled into other VSOs and the communities to take care of those 22? It's a lot of money. Now, the question also remains, why is it that the number 22 has not changed in the last 5, 6, 7 years? We're putting the money in the wrong place. We need to focus on trying to get our service veterans more healthier. We need to find their passion, meet up with their purpose, and hopefully by trying something different, it may change that number, right? So we're going to concentrate on the 78, and we're going to see what we can do to help
build them
change
up.
that.
Build them up.
That's
Ozzy,
right.
we're coming up on time. If you're listening to this, make sure you open up another browser. Go to AmericanVeteransBall.org. The ball is later this year, November 8th, at the MGM Hotel and Casino, National Harbor, Maryland. If you're interested in it, go to the website. You could still purchase tickets. I believe you could still purchase tickets. If you're interested in being a sponsor or make it, or just you can't make it but would like to make a donation, you can do all of that on the website. Again, that's AmericanVeteransBall.org. And if you're interested in getting involved in volunteering or in helping out in some form or fashion or being a part of this new program that Ozzy's talking about, shoot an email to Ozzy, go through the website, and you can get in touch with Ozzy, and he'd be more than happy to get you more information on that, the new programs and stuff like that. Ozzy, my friend, it's always a pleasure talking to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time I'm down there. Here's hopefully soon. We got to catch up and do lunch. And I appreciate your time, coming on today and explaining to our listeners about the American Veterans Ball. Any closing words?
No, I appreciate your support. We are looking for those sponsors. We got two level types of sponsors, which is your stars and stripes. It's about the flag, right? So we got 50 stars.
Yep.
Which are our small business sponsors, and then we got 13 stripes, which is our corporate sponsors. So we still have room for those folks that want to join in. We got these coins that we're also selling here.
Oh, nice
coins. And they're pretty nice, and we really appreciate your support.
Absolutely.
And the Heroes Media, the partnership that we have developed with you over the years. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Ozzy, it's been a pleasure, my friend. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless.
Folks, that is all the time that we have today. And I encourage you guys to go to the AmericanVeteransBall.org. They didn't do an event last year. They did one the year before in Fredericksburg. As Ozzy said, 650 people showed up. It was an amazing event. It's a black tie event. You get decked out. And those of you that have served in the military or if you're a spouse and you've gone to any of these balls, whether it's the Marine Corps ball or the Army ball or whatnot, and you get dressed up and whatnot, it's a really good time. And this is for vets. So I encourage you to check it out. You'll have a great time. Hopefully we can see you at National Harbor on November 8th for this year's 2019 American Veterans Ball. That's all the time that we have for today. Make sure you check out Heroes Media Group as well. Check out all the shows. Go to heroesmediagroup.com. For Patty, I'm Adam. Until next time, you've been listening to The Decision Hour.